Behind every bully, there's a broken story. We don't like to admit that. It's easier to picture bullies as monsters, cruel, heartless, people who enjoy making others suffer. But the truth is more complicated, and sometimes it's a truth nobody wants to hear. Because when we pull back the curtain, we find something unsettling. Bullies are not born, they are made. Bullying, it's not random. It's a pattern, a way of coping, a mask. When a teen lash out, humiliates someone else, or dominates through fear, what they are really doing is projecting their own battles onto somebody weaker. Psychologists call this displacement. You can control your pain, so you control someone else instead. You can stop your own shame, so you create shame in another person. It's not an excuse, but it's a window. And through that window, we begin to see that bullying often says less about the victim and more about the bully themselves. Let's talk about home, because home is supposed to be the first place a kid learns safety. But for many bullies, home is where the circle begins. Maybe they grew up with yelling as the background noise of every day. Maybe their mistakes were met with fists instead of forgiveness. Maybe they were invisible, never noticed, never hugged, never thought they matter. So, when they step into school, they are already carrying broken piece. And sometimes, the only way they know to unload that weight is to throw it onto somebody else. A bully who mocks your appearance, maybe they've been mocked at home. A bully who push you down, maybe they've been pushed down harder in private. It doesn't make the action okay, but it does reveal the ugly truth. Pain, when not healed, doesn't disappear, it spread. But not every bully comes from a violent home. Sometimes bullying is born from something else, the hunger to belong. Think about it. Being a teenager means desperately wanting fit in, to be noticed, to not be the one left out, and nothing bonds a group faster than having a target. So they laugh, they shove, they whisper, not because they hate you, but because they fear being the next you. It's cowardice disguised as confidence, a performance, not a personality. And here, what most people miss. Many bullies are more scared than the people they bully. Scared of rejection, scared of being alone, scared of being powerless. So they choose cruelty as a shield. Bullying really starts in the school hallway. It starts earlier, in living rooms, in bedrooms, in the quiet place no one else sees. When a child is treated with cruelty, they learn cruelty. When love is withheld, they learn to withhold it from others. When violence is normal, they normalize it in their own life. It's almost like pain has a way of echoing. If no one interrupts the echo, it bounces from parents to child, from child to classmate, from classmate to the next generation. And so, what feels like single act of bullying in hallways often aftershock of pain passed down through years. You've probably heard the phrase, Hurt people hurt people. It sounds simple, almost cliche, but it's painful true. Think about it. When you've been stripped of your own power, when you've been made to feel small, you crave control, and control often comes easy when you take it from someone more vulnerable. That's why bullies often target those who won't fight back. The quiet kid, the different kid, the kid who hasn't found their voice yet. Because deep down, the bully isn't looking for an enemy. They are looking for a mirror, someone weaker who can reflect the control they wish they had over their own life. It's twist, it's cruel, but it's also human. Here's the danger. When a victim of bullying never heals, sometimes they become the very thing they hate. The kid who was mocked for being different grow up and mock others to fit in. The child ignored at home grows into the teen who demand attention through fear. The one who was hit learned to hit back, not just their abuser, but at innocent people around them. Without healing, the pain doesn't end, it mutates. Let's be honest, our world doesn't just allow bullying. Sometimes it celebrates it. Think about the way we treat roasting as entertainment, how reality TV thrive on humiliation, how online comment section turn cruelty into comedy. Kids are watching all of this. They are learning that if you're clever enough with you, insult. People laugh with you, not at you. They are learning that dominance, not kindness, wins the spotlight. They are learning that cruelty gets attention faster than compassion ever will. So, when a teen bullies someone in school, it isn't just about them. It's about the culture that claps for cruelty while staying silent about kindness. And then there's social media, the perfect weapon for a bully. Back in the day, bully end when the final school bell rang, but now it follows you home. It sits in your pocket. It's hide behind every notification. An embarrassing photo, a cruel meme, a group chat where the punchline. One click and bully's power multiplies. The audience grow, the humiliation spreads, and the worst part, online cruelty can be invisible, anonymous, untouchable, which means the bullies don't always see the pain they cause, and the victim can escape the echo. But the most powerful force behind bullying is the simple one, the need to belong. Every teen wants to feel seen, value, part of something, and for some, the faster way to gain acceptance is join in cruelty. Laugh at the joke even if it hurts someone. Share the rumor even if you don't believe it. Push the quiet kid down because it proves you are not the one at the bottom. Peer pressure isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it says, if you don't join us, you will be the next target. And that fears can turn ordinary kids into bullies. Not because they are cruel by nature, but because they are terrified of being alone. When we zoom out, we see something chilling. Bullying isn't just about individuals, it's about system. Homes that wound, culture that reward cruelty, screens that magnify humiliation, crowd that value belonging over kindness. And in the middle of it all stand bully, not just an enemy, but a product of all this force. First, let's be clear. Understanding why people bully doesn't excuse what they do. Pain doesn't give you the right to inflict more pain. Hurt doesn't justify hurting others. But here's the paradox. If we only respond to bullying with punishment, we miss the deeper wound. We silence the behavior, maybe, but don't heal the cause. And unhealed wounds, they find new ways to bleed. Breaking the cycles mean looking beneath the surface. It's mean asking what pain is the person carrying. It's mean teaching kids not just math and science, but empathy. It's mean showing that strength isn't found in cruelty, but in compassion. Imagine a classroom where instead of laughing someone's mistakes, kids are taught to lift each other up. Imagine a parents who don't just say, "Don't be a bully," but model kindness in their own life. Imagine a culture where the loudest voice online aren't tearing people down, but building them up. That's how the cycles end. Not with silence, not with punishment alone, but with a shift in what we value. And here's where you come in. Bullying feels like thing huge, unshakable thing, but it only takes one act of courage to crack it. One friend who say, "That's not funny." One teacher who notice the quiet kids silent. One stranger who send message, "You are not alone." It seems small, but the person being bullied, it's not small at all. It's a lifeline. It's a proof that kindness still exists. It's the reminder that even the cruel world, not everyone has turned cold. Behind every bully, there's a broken story. But behind every act of kindness, there's change to rewrite it. The truth nobody tells you is this. Bullying isn't just about kids doing bad things. It's about that spread like fire. And if pain spreads, so can kindness. The question is, which one will you choose to pass on? If you have ever been bullied, or if you have been a bully yourself, this story is for you. Drop in the comments if you believe kindness can break the cycle. And remember, even one act of compassion can change a life. Take care.